The season finale of Loki busts the multiverse wide open and, in true trickster fashion, saves some of its best Easter eggs for last. Hello and welcome to Screen Rant. For All Time Always, the sixth and final episode of Loki Season 1 brings Loki and Sylvie face to face with the Puppet Master at the end of time, and the show is clearly setting the stage for the future of the MCU. I'm Greg Elliott, and without any further ado, let's jump into all the MCU Easter eggs we found in Episode 6 of Loki.
I have been waiting for this moment my entire life. I just need a second to get my head straight, okay?
Instead of the normal music, the opening sequence takes us on a quick trip through human history, through an MCU lens of course. We hear quotes from Falcon, Black Panther, Thor, Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Vision, and even real-world icons like Neil Armstrong, Nelson Mandela, and Greta Thunberg. And that takes us to the Citadel at the end of time, where no, Miss Minutes is not the mastermind behind it all, but she's definitely not as friendly as she led us to believe, and she leads Loki and Sylvie right to the man behind the curtain, known simply for now as He Who Remains, a character whose name, at least, does come from the comics, 1976's Thor number 245 to be exact, an ancient, all-powerful, and incredibly wrinkly survivor from a past universe who served as the final director of the TVA. But let's come back to him in a minute. When Loki and Sylvie enter the Citadel, they come into a room with statues of the Timekeepers, but there's a fourth statue broken and lying on the floor. The show didn't give any explanation to that, but this could very well be a nod to the Oracle of Siwa from 2005's Fantastic Four comics, a fourth Timekeeper who was banished to ancient Egypt.
He's back. If anyone was ever gonna make it back from the void, I suppose it was gonna be you.
Mobius makes his triumphant return to the TVA and confronts Judge Renslayer, and when she knocks him down, the shot is kind of similar to the one where the Avengers are looking down on Loki after defeating him in the Battle of New York. And remember that pen Mobius looked at in Renslayer's office back in Episode 2? Well, we finally found out where that came from as Ravona's true identity is revealed. She's an educator from Franklin D. Roosevelt High School in 2018 Ohio named Rebecca Tourmanet, which is of course an alias the comics Renslayer used in the Avengers Terminatrix Objective comics from the 90s, the same run that Alioth also debuted in. So now, let's get back to He Who Remains.
And just who are you?
I've been dubbed many names by many people. A ruler, a conqueror, he who remains.
Jonathan Majors, who we were led to believe would debut in Ant-Man 3 as the 31st century time-traveling villain Kang the Conqueror, made his entrance a little early and appears to be playing a hybrid of sorts between He Who Remains and Kang. He doesn't write out and say his name is Kang, but he does drop the word conqueror. He's from the 31st century, and he is wearing a lot of purple, just like Kang does in the comics. And would it really be a Loki season finale if Tom Hiddleston didn't fall down and do a hair flip? Marvel, you're not fooling us by flipping the angle, and that makes 3 of these just in this show, in addition to the first in Thor Ragnarok.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
He Who Remains, while munching on an apple that gives us some Doctor Strange vibes, goes on to explain that there are a lot of variants of himself, and this not only paves the way for the MCU to have Kang proper, but also opens the door for every other version of him from the comics, including, but definitely not limited to, Nathaniel Richards, Immortus, Rama Tut, and Iron Lad. The show ends with a Planet of the Apes style reveal of Kang as the overseer of the rebooted TVA, and with Sylvie killing He Who Remains and the multiverse about to descend into madness, Loki has now directly tied itself into Doctor Strange 2 and likely even Spider-Man No Way Home and WandaVision. Marvel clearly has an intricate roadmap that they're following, and with Season 2 of Loki confirmed during the credits, we can't wait to see where things go from here. So keep up with us at Screen Rant as Phase 4 continues. I'm Greg Elliott, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.